Eliminator up there, Team Lula up there. Like, there's still a lot of teams vying for the top 5 positions. Let's get into game number 4 and see how it all shakes out, and we'll keep you updated on that leaderboard as fast as we can.
Well, and we'll see if map 4 has as weird of a start as we saw in map 3, Goj. And what I mean by that is that over the course of the first 2 maps, and by the nature of Resurgence, most teams manage to make it in varying degrees of one piece to that point where the Resurgence timer closes. But last map, I think we had, what, 3 or even 4 fully eliminated squads well before we got to that point. And of course, that's also going to limit the total kills players can get in that map lobby, but it changes the pace of the game. So who knows? We could see it again here, or maybe a little bit more of the normalcy we saw in maps 1 and 2.
Yeah, it looked like, you know, Lulu is kind of playing this like Overwatch position, taking a look over for her team, kind of playing anchor, allowing Unrational and Adrian to kind of move together further up, address the fight forward. It looks like, well, maybe they're addressing it too heavily. Adrian already down, but again, with Lulu playing anchor, looting up, getting everything that she can to help out, whether it's a mortar strike from distance or not, Adrian should be able to come back here shortly.
With 1 second, that's exactly what happens. I mean, those Resurgence timers, and especially even if you're on a safe roof and can just run in a circle for a little bit, you're going to get them back quickly. But Unrational, not happy with how that death just occurred. Some streaks overhead. They know that there's going to be pressure from the building to their right. And, well, everyone's seeming to be prone on the ground, figuring out what they want to do. Destroy's team, one of those teams that was full wiped at the very beginning of map 3. I think maybe the first team fully eliminated. So this is going to be a crucial map for them. Their placement is already pretty solid, but they need to have a very strong map here if they want to mitigate the damage from map 3.
Yeah, it's a great shot, and I think this team certainly can. Chrissy really showed off during the World Series of Warzone. It was so close to be able to execute on the LCQs and making it. I think they were final 3 teams overall. She and Destroy have played in tons of co-ed tournaments and podiumed in a lot of them. They are a fantastic co-ed duo, and just in general, a great duo. And I think adding in Midi here is a great value add. Somebody that I believe Chrissy knows fairly well, or at the very least knew was the demon at Vondel Resurgence. So far, so good. That trio has been doing fantastic. They just had a really tough shake in the last map. And when consistency is king, those hurt. But it's not over yet. Still plenty of tournament to be played. This is another team that had kind of a tough shake in the last map. I think they got wiped fairly early, but they've been having a pretty decent game thus far. Natasha's trying to answer back and is able to just barely grab it. With the self-revives in play here, want to make sure you get the full eliminations, not only for the Resurgence timer, but also just for the points. It's able to do it, though. Grenade to the bathroom.
A nice one, right? You could tell she didn't want to overcommit to securing the kill just because she didn't know where the rest of the players were. That subtext will allow her to do it instead. Gets the first elimination on the board. Peachy here. Similar location to what we just saw some other players at, but let's look over what's going on with Swagg. Swagg is in the mix every single time we see him. And as the redeploy comes through, no eliminations, but I imagine not going to be the case for Biffle and the rest of the squad. What did I say? And I gotta stop mentioning that Swagg's always in the mix, because every single time we are on Swagg's POV, something chaotic is happening, and it seems like based on those comms, he knows it.
Yeah, it's tough too. I mean, you're playing with, wow, they don't have a single kill yet. Not a single kill across all 3 players. I was going to say, these 3 players, this is a team that wants to play hyper-aggressive. Biffle wants to fly at everyone, and for good reason. Won 4 out of the last 5 weeks of the other Resurgence tournament that had been happening, and there's a lot of cash that they've earned. And so, you know, has experience winning these things by flying around the map. Seemingly, it's not working right now. They might have to adjust their playstyle in the second half of the tournament. We'll talk more about that after this map, but we'll take a look at that leaderboard here shortly and be able to see where everybody's lined up and who needs to adjust and who needs to keep doing what they're doing. But this squad is one. Keep doing what you're doing. Sage, an incredible Warzone player, really come into his own the last year or so, specifically in Almaz, but even in Caldera, has gotten a lot of help and publicity from the Baka Bros because he's now been living with them a good bit, living with Repulse, but he's really earned that, not given anything. He has been dominating the Warzone scene recently, and apparently can do it in Resurgence as well.
But I love that you said that, right? Sage is going to be significantly more soft-spoken than a Hisoka or a Shifty who aren't afraid to get loud, aren't afraid to talk trash. That does not mitigate the impact and the prowess he's had. Of course, in the Al-Mazrah era, and even before it, he has been such a strong player and a very, very difficult kill. One of the most difficult on the map, but Huskerrs, some of those comms as they try and figure out what their next steps are, does have 3 eliminations, which at this point, as we wait for Circle 2 to begin to close, that's a very good start. But let's swing over to Sage. Does have some high alert, notices that there's one person above this brick wall. Now you got to figure out exactly where they are. Relays those comms to Adapt and Hisoka, but it's going to be Joewo who flies in, takes out Lights Fire with Blicky. O will fall, but it's Sage finally into the engagement. Nice job in the process, takes down Adrian.
Yeah, Adrian gone. That means Unrational's got to be close by. This is going to be an interesting fight here, but Joe also on the other side finding a track. So 2 different fights going on right now. That's Smixy Squad falling. One of players on Smixy Squad, I believe. But at the same time, Joe's been flying. Look, Joe's been playing Anchor. He's been playing SMG Sniper, which I don't mind at all as Anchor. There goes Lulu. So 2/3 of that team has been eliminated now. The big question is, where's Unrational? You want to wipe a team out. This time around, Katie, a little different from last map. Not a single team has been eliminated yet. Not yet is the key notion there. It seems like everybody's kind of playing a bit slower where they need to so they don't get full team wiped. Might be in a blender. Might have 0 kills like Swagg Squad, but at least you're still on the map somewhere.
Yeah, at least still being alive going to be better than, of course, that full elimination that every team wants to avoid. But those zip shots, so huge. Sage able to get a couple tags and looking to try and find it on the second player. Does so, and it's Adrian again who goes down. The menace. Sage not seeming to leave this team alone, give them any breathing room. A nice, easy elimination. I feel like last time we looked at Sage was at 3, and now doubled that to 6. If they keep up this pace, Coach, and can get first or second, ooh, they are going to be unstoppable on a roll over the last 2 maps.
Also, could I just say, one of my talking points going into this as Huskerrs yet again is in trouble on the other side. Shifty also falling with Lights Fire. I was curious about the metas during this tournament because first of all, it's Vondel, so different metas. Lockman sub is definitely the primary SMG at this point. Almost every single person on the map is using it, so no problems there. The big question was, what were our primaries going to be? Joe's running a sniper that's not the Signal 50, so that's a little bit different. You've got a couple 7.62s, some of the big ARs that kind of remind me of the AMAX, so it's good to see some of those out. And then, of course, you still got people running Cronin Squall or otherwise, but it is interesting to see the kind of mix-up in metas, not only because of the map, but also the new season. Our Cast-Off 7.62 got a different buff, and a lot of people are liking it from range. So Sage, though, in trouble. Doesn't matter what weapon you got. If you get shot first and you can't answer back, bam, all of a sudden you're out of here. Luckily, Resurgence Timer is still active. So we'll see what he's able to do after he gets back up. Gonna have to restabilize, but a great little net set forward of like, okay, even if things go to crap, even if we have to just scuttle and stay alive, Sage by himself already has 6 or 7 kills.
Yeah, that is a huge buffer. But let's take a look at a team we haven't seen on main stage yet. That's going to be Swish'em, Intex, and Spend, and no eliminations yet, but it looks like they know. And, well, you can check it out on the mini-map that there is a team above them that they're going to want to try and work their way up towards. Slow and steady. As we work our way through these rooms, Swish, try not to make too much noise, trying to get a beat on exactly where everyone is. The call-outs from Intex looks like they might decide to just forgo this and find their way toward another engagement, and you need to. There's 17 teams left, essentially the full lobby, but at this point you want to start racking up at least a few eliminations under your belt before the chaos of the end game. But there we see Swish with the down onto Sage off screen. Not sure with exactly what, but we'll take a look at another team now, see how they're doing, and at least a few more eliminations, I believe, sitting at around 2.
Adapts still alive. It's just Sage down. So has time on this timer, so 15 seconds or so. They're going to hang out here on Edge's zone. Now, fire sale is huge for resource management. We've seen it several times late game. If you don't have a durable gas mask, you don't have plates, you don't have ammo, you're going to be in trouble. Utilize that fire sale to your maximum efficiency. Get every piece of resource that you can. This is exactly what Swagg's going to be able to do. The other key point that we always talk about in Warzone in general, but is even more crucial for the late game of Vondel, information. Get UAV UAVs over and over again. All of a sudden, in a fight, Clink goes down. There's a second one inside. Swagg in a little bit of trouble, but gets him weak. Nice team fight. Krinks answers back. They lose Biffle in the process. Biffle's already flying back because of those 2 kills.
That's why we talk about it. Those resurgence timer reductions, especially when it comes to kills, breaking armor, are going to get someone back lightning fast. So you got to be happy. Biffle, especially being able to land back on his loot, get everything he needs to stabilize. But well, as I say that, it's a fight in the staircase again. Swagg trying to get the tags, break some armor, but not enough to get the down. So might be able to reassess, get back to his teammate, try and get that revive off. But you got to be careful on the push, because of course that other team is aware. But it's Biffle up on top, gets the down onto Myapo. Huskerrs with a trade. The flare is off. Biffle once again back into the action, and Swagg able to keep Krinks alive. That is a big moment from him.
Yeah, good support play. I thought for a moment it was going to get chucked. I thought he was going to nade himself for a second there, but figured out the order of operations. Several players close by and across the street, across the water, rather. Maybe is a better way to say it. And this is where it's going to get creepy and freaky, is where does the circle pull to? It's going to be so difficult to go flying over this water canal with 7, 8, 9 other teams trying to do the same, with the other 7, 8, 9 teams on the other side. Now getting pushed yet again. Swagg goes big close range. MP5 in hand, 5 kills. Feeling comfortable at close range, long range, maybe not so much. Winning against Myapo there is huge. They gotta stay together, and now he's saying, let's triple stack, resurgence timer disabled. That's exactly what they need to do for a chance to win this one.
The stabilization huge from them, right? It's always going to be a little nerve-wracking to leave the safety of that staircase you were in. Does get the high alert tag to the left. Not enough to cause too much concern or put them in immediate danger. They know that someone is right inside that door. Krinks able to stabilize. They spot someone in the air, get some initial tags in. Not enough to do anything substantial. Waiting to figure out where this player is. You could hear it, the call out for AR ammo. And what looks like maybe Swagg with enough there.
We need to kill this team.
And we talk about how important resource management is. How many times now have we seen players with no reserve ammo, no reserve plates? So a heads-up play again. Swagg, such crucial support for both of his teammates, not only in the revives, the flares, but also having the ammo on hand.
This is going to be such an interesting moment. You got a team below, a team across. A team just bought back. A lot of squads on this side of the canal. This is going to be a really tough cross for every team if it doesn't pull to this side. The problem is if you're Team Swagg and you got a team below you, if you go first, you're likely going to get shot in the back. If you go last, you're likely going to be held. So what Swagg was saying before is we need to take this fight. We've got to take this team below us. And instead, they've elected to just move back to the building they were on. Potentially, we'll go down the bottom floor and cross from there. We'll see. It's always risky pulling that chute over out into an open area. Comms flying through. If we could do a quick listen-in with this team. Well, never mind. 2 go down. Swagg in trouble. Screw the listen-in. He's about to fall as well. Grenade in hand, and he almost downs himself. Half health, no plates in. Running around, and no one apparently looking at him. Somehow stabilizes only for a second. No comms to be had anymore. Swagg all by himself. And a lot to lose. Still 14 teams alive, and with a couple people out in the open. Take it where you can get it. Gets it. Gets a buyback. No, buys a... Yes, does get one buyback. Biffle's back onto the map.
That is massive. Not only do you get the kill, goes for a second, gets the down on to swish him. Can't fully convert it, but the fact that you can get the kill, get the buyback onto Biffle is massive. Goes for another, but the shots from too many angles take him down. What can Biffle do here? Perhaps float for placement at that point, unless there's a safe area to land. And considering how little room on the map is remaining due to the storm, that might not be possible. But talk about a regain, destroy his team. Looking like they're doing decently. As I say it, Swagg does get that elimination, 13th place. Not ideal, but look at destroy. Look at what the bounce back could be like for them on this map. 9 eliminations, looking for double digits. If there's anything close on the likes of Mitty and Chrissy as well, and they can get top 3 placement, that negates entirely the woes of map 3.
Destroy is going big right now yet again. You're right. A perfect comeback for this team. This is exactly what they needed. About to be inside the new multiplier at top 9. It'll creep up from there. Stay alive. You found the kills. Achieve some multiplier and pick off the ones that you you can. I don't mind this spot because there's a sizable amount of cover. The problem is every single piece of cover becomes a heady that your opponents can use with that wall around you. You're kind of sitting in a pit. Now, if you're going to hang out, great. This is a fantastic spot to hang out. But if you're trying to fight from here, this is going to be extremely difficult to win from. But hey, it's Destroy. He's about to go double digits by himself. I'll trust his IGLing.
There we go. The IGL coach. We're just going to hang out for a little bit. Because, well, you got the kills. You're in a good position. You're not under direct threat. You don't need to place yourself in it if you can just wait for the placement multiplier. Now, Lula on your screen has been doing really well, had great success with the choppers in maps 1 and 2 before that they were banned for the remaining 6 maps. Look, 8 teams remaining. We can get into that second tier multiplier. That will be so huge for this team. And it looks like you said they have time, and it's 2nd to 5th place for that 1.3 multiplier. So they won't have to wait too much longer as players continue to fall around them. And, well, if they're lucky, if they can avoid that strike, someone might come right into their crosshairs. Another kill. That'll be 10 for Destroy. And, well, they'll be happy with that team wipe. 6 teams remaining. One more team needs to full wipe before that eliminator, that multiplier, rather, comes into effect. But now Destroy, as I said it, well, Goads, things are looking a little bit more tricky.
Yeah, tricky. However, there's a ton of people floating. So this is the cross I was worried about. A wide open space to the new zone, and he doesn't have a gas mask and no smokes to hold, but he's going to grab one in the process somehow. Nets a kill and gets top 5. That's worth more than 1, but here come our floaters. Tommy alive, and there's several other up as well. Hicks also up, means they can play together with this loot on top of the building. Very well done. 3 teams left, 5 total players. Destroy's going massive in these fights. Did Destroy not fall? There he goes. He was able to get the self-revive off somehow, made it to top 3 and grabbed a couple more kills. Unbelievable performance from Destroy. Job's not done. It's a 2v2. Tommy and Hicks somehow last alive for their team, having floated in the air for a while, found some loot, and now they're in, vying for that 1.5 times multiplier by winning the map.
The only concern for them is, well, take a look at this. How many kills do they have? Because it looked like Tommy only had 3. But there, can we get him up? Yes, you can. This is massive. Now the 2v2 is on. We, of course, know that Tommy is right above them. If this team can get it done here, they will go back to back.
You guys win this.
But how are they going to play it out? Well, Knight has the confidence, and that's what you love to hear.
Katie, yes, I want to see them win it. It almost doesn't matter. They had 24 kills. They're going to get a massive multiplier regardless. 1.5 would be huge, but here's the team on top of them. I love this picture-in-picture. Oh, we had the flank around. Tommy goes down. Hicks in trouble. Last alive. You can see it now from Knight's perspective. Was able to find an angle on Tom in the gas, and now it's just a gas fight. Nobody has gas mask, but a stim could be helpful if nobody shoots at you. Here goes Cap. Looking for a shot over the top, maybe. And I don't mind it. Just push the fight, little to no health. But the problem is he's got first angle. Cap goes huge. Plays over the ladder and somehow wins the fight on Hicks. That is unbelievable. With 30% of your health and not a plate in your pocket, you win that with 25 kills back to back in dynamic fashion. Katie, that's a 37.5-point game. That is disgusting.
And we talk about it again. The bounce back Knights team saw in map 3. They had good kills in maps 1 and 2, but they were getting 14th, 15th place. Well,